fallen in love with you. I love that baby. For me, you're the best thing that's ever happened. Livy, you're a fine and talented woman. You're a pitiful cook, but it doesn't matter. I can do the cooking. I know you had your heart set on going to faraway places, but there's a good bit of history right here in Otero County. If you like Indian canyons and dugouts, I'll help you find them. You can dig around all you want.
Livy was supposed to be a carefree college student with her whole life ahead of her. Instead, she unexpectedly found herself 4 months pregnant. Her military boyfriend, the man who'd sworn to spend forever by her side, had left without a word and vanished off the face of the earth. Her father feared this scandal would ruin their family's reputation. He forced her to marry a country farmer she'd never laid eyes on before. When she first stepped foot into the tiny living room, Ray fidgeted nervously as he poured lemonade. He shot a quick glance up at Livy, then ducked his head down awkwardly again. His quiet, bashful demeanor caught Livy off guard. They'd only met for the first time that morning, yet they rushed into a hasty marriage at a small chapel within half a day. To Livy, this marriage was nothing more than a compromise struck for the baby growing inside her. But real married life turned out far colder and harder than she'd ever imagined. Ray drove Livy out to his remote farmland, where endless stretches of fields stretched as far as the eye could see. The house they'd live in was shabby and run down, far worse than she'd braced herself for. Layers of dust coated every surface and there were no phones or internet at all. Staring out at the desolate, lonely landscape, Livy sank into total despair. The next day, Livy asked if she could call her family. Ray dropped his farm chores without a second thought, and drove over an hour just to take her into town. Inside a street-side payphone booth, Livy poured out all her heartache to her older sister, repeatedly asking how her ex-boyfriend was doing. A tiny spark of hope still lingered deep inside her. She stubbornly believed he'd come back one day to pull her out of this miserable life. While she wallowed in sorrow and heartbreak, Ray quietly slipped off to the library alone. He carefully tracked down cookbooks full of her favorite recipes, and thoughtfully picked out a full set of parenting books too. On the drive back home, he offered to teach Livy how to drive his pickup truck. Livy's moves were clumsy and she messed up constantly, yet he stayed patient the whole time, cheering her on gently. In all the days she'd spent on the farm, this was the first genuine smile Livy had worn. On the ride home that night, Livy's opinion of Ray completely shifted. Compared to her deadbeat ex who'd vanished without a trace, steady, reliable Ray felt incredibly safe to be around. But this fleeting fondness faded fast. When Ray leaned in cautiously to kiss her, Livy instinctively turned her body away. Her heart still belonged to her old flame, and she could not bring herself to let go of those past feelings.